Hello guys, good afternoon everybody. Whatever I discussed in my last class, in continuation of that, today we talk about numerical data, its different types, its collection, scrutinization. First, think about the numerical data. It may be two types: primary data and secondary data. Primary data are data collected directly from the field of inquiry. Example: data collected, say, by me about your date of birth, caste, height, weight, hobby, religion, and etc. Date of birth, caste, height, weight, hobby, religion, etc. directly from you, say by me about your these directly from you to you. These are called primary data. Secondary data, just look at this. Primary data are the data collected by whom? By any researcher, by any investigator, by any person who is interested. When he or she collects data directly from the field of inquiry, those data are called primary data. As an example, what I talk about, that if I get or if I collect data from you, say by asking, by interviewing about your date of birth, height, weight, hobby, religion, sex, color, complexion, anything, your family background, your marks, school. When I'm asking you and you are giving me, supplying the information, and I am recording it, such data are primary to me. In that sense, those are primary data. What about secondary data? Secondary data are the data already collected by someone or some organization somebody else for some purpose, but available for me to go through, available to others for their need. Such data are called secondary data. So secondary data are collected by someone for some purpose. Data collected by someone for some purpose, but available for others, say me, but available for others are, but available for others. Data collected by someone for some specific purpose, but available for others, like me. It is available to me, it is available to you, available to anybody. Such data are called secondary data. Example, the data about you when you took admission in the college, when you filled up your admission form, there perhaps you supplied many data, such information, your age, your sex, your language, caste, religion, many things, whatever, you already supplied it. Maybe those things are already recorded in the college computer, and those data already collected and furnished by you, collected by the college, is kept in the record in the computer. And when I use it other time after your admission, now if I use it, those data to me are secondary data. Those data to me are secondary data. So once you understand the concept of data either being primary data or being secondary data, they must be collected. And especially when we talk about collection of primary data, how do you collect? And before collection, the data, again, collection, when you collect the data, the method of collection. It may be again two methods. Sampling is a method, and complete enumeration. Complete enumeration or census. Complete enumeration or census method. I'm just wiping off this side. Okay. Sampling, complete enumeration. Method of collection of data. Data are collected by whom? From whom? The data are collected from informants. Are collected informants. Data are collected from informant. Informations are collected from the individuals. They are called informants. They are called units or members of a group. They are the members or units of a group. What kind of group? If I am interested, if I am a researcher, I am interested to know the average height of all the students of this college. Average height. What have to do? How can I calculate it? This is I am interested in. I am interested to know. I am interested in knowing average height of the students of this college. What can I do? What can I do? I can take the data on heights of all the students, add them and divide the sum total by number of students. You know that average height means sum of the heights, all students. Science, arts, commerce, stream, honors, general, self-financing, all students, their heights you add and divide by the total number of students. You will get the average height. Now question is, if I consider all the students of this college, this is the group. This is the group. Group of all students of the college is called the population. All the students. Group of all the students. This is called a population. This is called a population. Whole group in which I am interested. Whole group in which I am interested is called a population. Okay? But if I am interested to know the average height of this third semester students only, if I want to know the average height of third semester students, only your group, third semester student, is a part of whole group. It is a part of all the students. Among all the students, there is first semester, second semester, third semester, fourth, fifth, all. You are a part. You know, my hand, my leg, my head, is a part of my whole body. Is a part of whole body. It is called a sample. If after my death nobody recognized me, who am I? And that time any part of the body goes for DNA test. DNA test. That will give the identification of mine. This is called sampling. This is called sampling. Any part of the body, if it is DNA is tested for any part of the body, that will identify as a whole, Mr. Sanbigrahi or not. That's why a sample is a representative part. A sample is a representative part. A sample is a representative part of whole. Sample is a representative part of whole. Sample. Third semester students, third sem students constitute a sample of college student, of SJC students. SJC students, this is a population. This is a population. But you third semester students constitute a sample. So, when I am collecting data, we can collect the data. From each and every member of the population, or we can collect the data from each and every member of the sample. When data are collected from each and every member of the sample, that method is called sampling. When data are collected from each and every member of the population, that is called census method. So in sampling, what is that? Collect data from each member of sample. And what is census? Collecting data from each member of a population. From each member of the population. That is called complete enumeration or sampling. Okay, so what we say, data may be primary or secondary. Be it primary or secondary, you have to collect data. Generally with data, we are talking about collection of primary data. Primary data are collected either by sampling method or by complete enumeration method. In case of sampling method, we consider a sample. For that sample, from each and every member of the sample, we collect information. In case of census, in India, every 10 years, census is done. Every 10 years. In case of census, what happens, now it is 2020, next year, 2021, our census will be done. That time we will find that some assigned personnel, mostly mostly the primary school teachers, because they know the locality around their school, and mostly they are assigned the duty of collecting information from maybe from a sample frame, which is called maybe a 700 or 800 or 1000 family. They go to each and every family. There is specified format, forms. They fill up the names, family members, age, lot of information they collect. Okay, and it takes time. Whole year it takes time. When throughout India, the census is done. That is called census. When covering each and every member of the society, whole country, every family. Okay, and for once they go to a family, then they talk about every member of the family. Everything, house, property, this, that, I don't know exactly, many things they ask about, and they collect the information that is available maybe for 1 year after data for your reference. That is census. In case of college students, as I told you, when all data are taken for the students, either from college records or from directly from the field of inquiry, that is called also census method. But remember, census is a very costly affair. Costly. Huge money and time are spent. That's why census is done every 10 years. It's not every year or every 5 years. It's huge time, money, resources are used up. That's why for any research work or any other work or planning work, we do survey, sampling. Census data is there, that is as a reference every 10 years we use it. But mostly in between, whenever we need data, primary data, we go for sampling and collect the data. Anyway, method of collection, sampling and computation. Now we are interested in this sampling. Sampling or complete sampling, when data are collected, be it sampling or complete enumeration, again there are three methods of collecting information. There are three methods of collecting information. Okay, let us wipe it out. Then I talk about. Now, collection of data by number one, questionnaire method. Questionnaire, questionnaire method. This is one method. Another method, interviewing. Method. Number third, method of observation. And direct measurement. Method of observation and direct measurement. Think about first questionnaire method. What is this? Now, in this method, a questionnaire questionnaire is prepared. What is a questionnaire? Questionnaire is a form, or format, or a few pages of paper containing many questions, relevant questions, required questions. So questionnaire is a format or form having many pages, having many questions, say name, age, date of birth, place of residence, income, members of the family, so on and so forth. Many things will be there. Education qualification, maybe domestic animals, TV, fridge, whether you have a car, 4-wheelers, 2-wheelers, whether you have mobile, smartphone, how many smartphones you have, so many so forth, depending on the interest of the interviewer or researcher. Many questions are there. So questionnaire is a form or few pages of papers containing many questions, 50, 100, 150, 10, how many? Questions, relevant questions, whose answers will be the data. Information data. Okay, so those informations will be the data. Okay, fine. So these papers are sent by the researcher, by me, say, researcher, to the informants, to you, say, to the informants, by prepaid postage stamp. Prepaid, when by post it is sent to you with prepaid postage stamp attached, with a request by folded hand to supply information in the form of answers to the questions. Meaning, please fill up the forms you are requested to give the answers to these questions as true as possible from your side and send it back. Don't have to pay postage. Prepay, everything is paid to you. Please reply that. Okay, that is called the questionnaire method of collecting data, because whatever the information you are supplying in the form of answers to the questions, those are the data I collect. Okay, now this is a questionnaire method. What is interviewing method? Interviewing method is simply, if I, by lottery or by any method, I select a sample and you are the one of the member of the sample, that you will be supplying information. Okay, then I may make a call. Would you help me to supply information? Then I can come to your place and interview. I go to your place. I interview you. Maybe with same format of questions. I may have the questionnaire. I may not have the questionnaire. But I can seek information from you in the form of answers, and I can record it. I myself record it. Or my representative, maybe I myself or my employed person, my agent may go there and record the information. That is called interviewing method. And method of observation and direct measurement. What is this? Remember it. Method of observation. Method of observation and direct measurement. Observation means I will observe you carefully. Whether you are a girl or boy or transgender, observe you. Whether your complexion, fair, blackish, or in between, I don't know. Observe it. I'll observe you physically, whether you have any physical problem, physical disability, at least limbs or like that. I can observe you which race you belong to, which language you speak to. This is observation. Direct measurement, what is that? Your height. If I ask you what is your height? Oh, 5 feet 3 inches, sir. No, I'll take the measurement. I have a measuring tape. I'll take the measurement. Or my doctor is there. He can check your eyesight measurement. My doctor is there. He can see. Audiologist is there. He can see whether what is any problem in your hearing or hearing problem. Audiologist. I'm talking about these are called direct measurement. Okay. So method of observation and measurement, through that we also collect information or data. Right? Next, for each method there are merits, demerits. I will mention few. Questionnaire method first. The method, the way I define, I explain, it indicates that it is less costly. It is less costly. It is costlier. This is costliest. In case of interviewing, I may not have to go. I can send an agent or employee. In this case, a team should go for each informant. A doctor, an audiologist, some other person, some other field. We are come to here also direct contact, but I don't take the measurement. Just only question answer. But here, observation and measurement. So it is like doctors or audiologists or some other experts must be there, which involve a cost. So less costly, costlier, costliest. Right? Then other problem. Now, although it is less costly, mind it is sent through post with a request to supply the information in the form of answer to the question. But mind it, once you got posted, oh, here is a dustbin. I can throw it here and forget it. If you find somebody known to you saying it, oh, sister said it, no? Okay, let's see. You take your time, 7 days, then forget. Maybe another student, he loves me. Okay, since it is requested me, let us supply the information. He took 2 days and supplied the information. And took the trouble sending me back the question. What happens? Now this method involves large-scale non-reply. Meaning almost, if I send 100, maybe 10% comes back. That's why in this method, we have to send many times the sample information required. Okay. So this is a huge non-response. This is the demerit. Huge non-response. Huge non-response. This is the first demerit. Non-response. Huge non-response. And second, even if responded, careless responses. If responded, then may involve carelessness, or It's possible. It's possible. Especially if I talk about your income height, income figure, people have a tendency to hide their income. That is called wrong information or misrepresentation. Especially about your, say, complexion. Everybody has a tendency to say, I am very fair enough. So there is possibility of wrong information. Another wrong information is that mostly this is the non-response. If responded, the information or truth or correctness of information is very less. I can use the term less reliable, less reliable or least reliable. Compared to these two methods, you can say least reliable compared to other two methods. Least reliable data are not that reliable compared to these methods. So, non-response, non-reliable. These are different interpretation in between, meaning even if replies, there is a tendency to give distorted picture, distorted figure. Distorted, it is better to write distorted picture. Possibility, I am talking about possibility. Such possibility is very less here and almost nil here. Distortion of data, less possibility in interviewing method and nil almost in the last method. Okay. And do you know all these misrepresentation and distortion, remember it is not necessarily they are doing willingly. Unwillingly, unknowingly. It is possible for them to give wrong picture because of not understanding the questions. Because once question is there, what I want to know from you, you understand the meaning differently, or you didn't understand what I want to know properly, you give an answer according to your understanding, but your understanding is not the correct one. That's why the information here is distorted or not that correct. This is possible. In case of interviewing method, I can explain what I want to know. And then you give the correct information. Another thing in this case interviewing method, even if you want to hide something, even if you want to distort, I know the sense. Then I can ask you another related question, which will give you the correct information, or from there I can know the correct information. So that's why questions and counter question and different question, but same thing, answer to the same thing, but different way I can put the question so that I can extract the correct information in case of interviewing method, right? So in case of interviewing method, data quality much better than questionnaire method. This is because of direct contact. When I am coming to you, I can explain the questions and appropriately get the answers later. But remember, it is more costly. And the last one, method of observation and direct measurement. This is very costly because it involves employment of many staffs, time and persons. But quality of data really the best. This is because I don't have to depend on your answers. I can observe, I can measure. Okay? Even I don't have to explain things. Only thing, if you are ready to answer my question, when you are ready to cooperate, I can do everything. Our staff is there, they can do it. Blood pressure measurement, temperature measurement. You don't have to stay, no, I don't have fever. Okay, I will take the measurement. No, my pressure is okay, I will take the measurement. Whether I have blood sugar or not, no, I don't have blood sugar, no, I will take the measurement. So, what is happening here? I will take the right action. The quality of data is less, very costly. Here, quality of data is in between, necessarily less costly. And this is very minimally costly, but quality of data is not that much. So, which method would you apply? It depends on your fund, your money, your planning. I think up to this, today I should stop here. So, as a recapitulation, I can tell you, I talked today mostly about the data, two types, primary, secondary. And primary data are collected directly from the field of inquiry, and secondary data already collected but available in some form which can be used by some others. Somebody collected it for his purpose, available now for your purpose. To you, this is secondary data. For the person who collected it first, it was primary data. Once it is primary, I talked about, I think, the data may be collected either by sampling or by sensors. Be it sensors or sampling, we have to apply three methods: questionnaire method, interviewing method, method of observation and collection. And related merits and demerits or problems, advantage, disadvantage of these three methods I explain in few words. After this, next class I'll talk about scrutiny of data. Also, I talk about presentation of data next class. Okay, scrutinization I can. Scrutinization and presentation I'll do it next recording. Enjoy it. Thank you so much.